Hello, hello, hello. Glad to have you here. It is Elsa at 9:32. Glad to have you here. We are here for unsolicited advice. Okay. Please make sure before we start that you do like, you share, you are subscribed to the channel. And if you wish to do and be a little bit more involved, you can join the membership. There are two tiers. You could be an L citizen or you can be a delegate. But we have fun around here with unsolicited advice. This is where people ask the internet for their advice. They did not ask us specifically, but we're going to give it anyway. So let's see. Ari was here. Ari's been here. Thank you so much for being here. Shay B is here. She said, I finally made it. Finally, I made it. And she's telling us to bring it. She can play today because she is off of work. So for you, those of you who are off of work, awesome, amazing. For those of you who have to work, awesome, amazing because you're getting paid. Okay, still amazing, and we're here to kind of lighten the mood for your lunch break or even if you're getting ready for work. Okay, so let's start with the first one. We get mild to spicy around here with our unsolicited advice. And if you missed the member live last night, you missed a lot. And starting next week with the member live, I'm going to be doing the unsolicited advice and inviting members to have their say. Okay, inviting members onto the stage to have their say. So certainly that will be awesome next week for our member live. So let's start with the first one. Okay, let us start with the first one. And of course, StreamYard is always changing how things look. So this one, it's about a my girlfriend who is a 27-year-old female called me a 28-year-old male, controlling when I set a boundary around her not going out drinking with her ex. I've been with my girlfriend for just over 3 years. She's had two previous relationships that both have ended when they cheated on her. Her first boyfriend she has not spoken to in 6 years, and the other she hasn't spoken to in 4 years. Her first boyfriend recently messaged asking how has she been and wants to catch up, and she told me about it. Told me she was planning on replying and asked what I thought about it. I told her I didn't see why she'd want to even bother talking to him when he's not in her life, but I, said I cannot stop her from talking to him. Okay? She told me a couple more times when she messaged him, but I believe that they were messaging more than that. She mentioned today that he suggested they go out for a drink with a few other friends to catch up. I told her I was not comfortable with her going, and she asked me why. I just told her I think it's disrespectful to be out drinking with your ex, especially when there's no reason for them to still be in contact. She said she just wants to catch up with him and the other friends. I just repeated I was not comfortable with her going. I said if she chooses to go, then that will be it with us, since I'm not going to just sit back while she ignores my boundaries and goes out drinking with her ex boyfriend. She said I was being controlling, but I just pointed out I was only telling her what I am comfortable with and what I'm not comfortable with, and that I'm not actually stopping her from going. She said I shouldn't be telling her not to go and should be fine with her going. How would you handle that? I set a boundary of her not going out drinking with her ex partner, and she calls me controlling. Okay? That's what he said. Hey, Duchess, glad to have you here. Glad to see you are here. Thank you all for welcoming Duchess in while I read through that. Shabby said, and is leave your past in the past. Hey, Nestor, shackle, shuffle, walk of shame. um, so this is an ex that you haven't talked to in years. Okay, this is the first ex that you haven't talked to in 6 years. Your boyfriend said he ain't comfortable with it, so you decide, oh, we're gonna be around a bunch of friends. Hey, Mimi, glad to have you here. We're gonna be around a bunch of friends talking to that ex and drinking. So why can't the boyfriend come along? Why can't the boyfriend come along? Why didn't the boyfriend suggest coming along? That's my question. Why didn't the boyfriend suggest, well, since it's an ex and it's not a problem and it's you and your friends, I could come along too. Let me come along. Why don't y'all plan it for a time that I could certainly swing by? Okay. Ari asked, why does this ex want to reach out to this guy's girlfriend? Makes me think he wants to spin the block because he knows the ex is currently booed up. Well, we don't even know the relationship status of this ex. Is this ex in his own relationship? Is the ex in his own relationship? Him is mad about music. He's telling his girlfriend, he is 28, she's 27. He's saying, I don't want you going out for drinks with your ex. She's like, you're being controlling. He's like, no, we'll end if you go and do this. So is he controlling or is he just setting his quite clear boundaries? I don't think it's anything wrong with saying I don't feel comfortable with you going out with the ex. I have no problem with that. I ain't hanging out with exes, but that's just me. He's not open to her going and connecting back with the ex. He's not. You don't want to be around her past. That's all I heard in my ear. At JB. Thank you for the kind person who gifted me a membership. Sorry I missed it when it happened. Thank you, Miss Mad About Music. I think it was Ari, but don't quote me, okay? Okay, I think it was Ari. Does it really matter the relationship status of the ex? What exactly could there be that he needs to reach out? Well, we don't know. Let's play the advocate here. The ex could be reaching out because maybe his doctor told him he needs to reach out to everyone that he's had contact with. Okay, that could be it. But you don't need to see me for that and have drinks. But I need to know nature of these text messages. Maybe the ex is spinning the block to see, are you really, really happy? Are you truly happy with what you got? Because you and I were great, even though I cheated on you. Why would you want to be around the man that cheated on her 6 years ago? Is she willing to forgive him? Or is she going to, cheat on the current boyfriend with this old boyfriend? And then the friends are around with this. Are you saying that the friends are going to be cool with this? Hey, we just finished Love is Blind UK season 2, and the whole group is out. Yet this engaged man found himself in a photo booth with one of the ladies that he dated in the pod. And she didn't have any panties on. Okay, that night. Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's a right to be concerned. I think he also is good and clear telling her, hey, this is the end of us if you do this. Too many times we see people that'll be like real, huffing and puffing because you went out and did what they said I'm not comfortable with, instead of saying clearly, hey, if you do this, I'm out. She clearly knows where he stands. Why does she want to be around the ex that cheated on her? I don't know, Ari. Maybe she wants to floss and show, hey, I'm in a healthy, non-cheating relationship, something you couldn't do. Maybe she wants that. Mimi says, thankful for the membership too. Not sure if I said this or not. You're welcome, Mimi. Thank you all so much. And check out the member lives. We had a fun time last night. We got into it last night. Really, really into it. And one of the members stepped up and came up. It was last minute, but I'm just warning y'all early. Next member live, I'm going to do 3 of these, and then y'all can certainly come up and share it about that or date or dump. And we had a bachelor and bachelorette last night. That was amazing. She could have just said that in the text. No need to meet up. I don't understand why. Okay. I don't understand why we need to meet up and have drinks with the ex. So again, the folks here are saying you don't need to meet up with the ex. You could just let the ex run along and not be there. So y'all put your unsolicited advice in the comments below. Let him know whether you stand with him. I don't think you should technically leave. I think you should watch and observe. But if this is the boundary you've set, now you've got to stand on it 10 toes down. If you told her you're going to leave if she does this, then you got to stick with it, or she's going to think that every time you set a boundary, that it's not a firm boundary. Sounds like she's not ready to move on. She's really not being considerate of her boyfriend. That's true. And we don't know if this ex is part of the friend group, and maybe it's okay that she told him he may be there instead of it looking kind of shady. So y'all, yes, let's move on to number 2. As we said, we get mild to spicy today, okay? We get mild to spicy as we do with these items. So number 2, I, a 24-year-old female, feel like I've pressured my partner into proposing. I feel like, I have pressured my 29-year-old boyfriend into proposing. We've been together for almost 5 years, and since the beginning of the relationship, I communicated that I was looking for a serious relationship and I believe in marriage. I was young and I had a lot of misconceptions of if they don't propose in 2 years, they never will, and etc. etc. My boyfriend also shared that he would want to get married in the future and settle down and have a family. The beginning of the relationship was quite rocky, and I would break up with him over minor arguments because I hated confrontation. I know now looking back that it was unhealthy and have since, seen a therapist, and we have been in a steady, healthy relationship for the last 2 years. Recently, I've become very insecure about him not proposing or bringing up the topics of marriage. We haven't gone ring shopping, and when I propose things, on rings, so we know what's in for the future, he gets irritated and it wouldn't be a special surprise. So I've been constantly asking him if marriage is something he wants at all, the time frames, if he sees it happening anytime soon. We had an argument over him telling me I'm nagging him about it and it's making him not want to do it. He said it's something he wants, but in his own time, but it will happen within the next couple of months. I feel all of my nagging has forced him to do it. And what if it's actually not something he wants to do? What if in the future he say that he only did it because I pressured him? In the past, I would tell myself that I'll, only ever be with someone if they wanted marriage and wanted to propose. But I feel like even though I communicated with him from the start, he only do it because I wanted it. Has anyone ever experienced this about getting proposed to? And does the relationship work after that? I don't want to be proposed to because he felt forced. I want him to want it himself, to be excited to do life with me, and to be happy that we're getting married. She feels like she's pressuring him. She felt like her nagging is getting him to say it's going to happen in a couple of months. She's nagging. I'm concerned. I want that cleared up with therapy. Is it only her that went to therapy? Only her? She said about unhealthy relationship. It was unhealthy, her minor arguments. They went to therapy and they've been steady since. So 3 years, they've been together five. Only the past 2 years have been a healthy relationship. But is it really healthy when you're nagging him? Is it really healthy when you're nagging him? What does constitute a healthy relationship in your mind, young lady? Because you say you've been nagging him for 2 years. You said a healthy relationship for 2 years and you've been nagging him about marriage. Y'all been together for five. I do understand the whole you've been together for five. You don't know if he actually will propose. I understand that. Totally get it. But you can't nag him. Because then you'll fall into this position of did he really want it? Or did he just want to shut me up? That's a question. Did he really want to, explore marriage and living with you? Or did he do it to just quiet you down? So my thing with this is I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna come about. I don't know if when he does propose, if she will second guess it. I don't know, young lady, because it does not sound like the last 2 years were really healthy. It does not sound like that at all with you nagging him. And you living by societal norms. I understand your boundaries, but you've got to be able to say and let it go. Say, hey, I like to be married by XYZ. I'm 24 years old. I don't want to be having children too late. I want to be married by 25, and you leave it alone. Because guess what? You observing him will tell you all you need to know. You could just hush and just observe him. He will tell you by his behavior how is he moving. Is he, planning to be with you, or is he planning to dip and dodge and be out? You will know based on his behavior all the way. If you just sit and observe him, observe how he's moving, and y'all can do certain things. Y'all can behave certain ways, like America, go see the family, interact with other people, go out sometimes, see what it would be like. And if he's dodging going to visit the family or dodging doing certain things, then he may be like, this ain't it for me. He may show you like, oh, I don't feel like going out tonight. Oh, I don't feel like doing this. Oh, I don't feel like visiting the family. Oh, I'm going to visit my family without you. That'll kind of tell you he's kind of pulling back from everything. But don't live completely by societal norms, but have your own boundaries and your own time frame in your head. So now you got to go back to that therapist because now here you are saying, kind of, hey, I don't know if he proposes if I believe that he's doing it on his own. What is your unsolicited advice for her? Okay, y'all. Oh, that was for the previous one. What is your unsolicited advice for her? Because I think she needs to just calm down and just live life. If this is not the relationship for you, that's okay. You can meet someone else. That is okay. But what you cannot do is feel like you're pushing your person into the direction you want them to go. You can't do that. I didn't see any unsolicited advice out there in the comments by folks. I'm guessing y'all are either working or running errands, but that is my unsolicited advice. And if you can, please put your advice for her in the comments below. Oh, excuse me. Nagging is the quickest way to run him, I guess, push him away. Enjoy the process. If and when you're tired of waiting, move according to you. Hey, I said what I said. Glad to have you here. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Thank you. And y'all, if you want, that kind of local news where the mayors are acting all kinds of suspicious, please go to I Said What I Said's channel for that type of content. Mimi said, girl, listen to your gut. Are you going to keep being a placeholder? You can't make a grown man marry you. You got to make up your mind, deal with it, or move on. You may be missing your blessing. Yes, you could be blocking her blessing. Don't push this man, don't push him in the direction you want to go. Just let him know, like, hey, I'd like to get married. Do you? Well, when is you ask him when is his timetable? Then you can see whether it fits with you or not. Okay? Maybe you have an agreement. You have a clear agreement here by Ari. Just listen to him, ask him the questions, don't nag him because he'll run away. So let's go on to the next one. We get spicier and spicier as we go along. I hope y'all have buckled in. Okay? This one is a little bit different in the spice, but I said I want to get y'all clear information on this. 24-year-old male had me, a 25-year-old female, drive home with little sleep because his parents don't want people spending the night at his apartment. So my boyfriend just moved out of his parents' house into a new apartment. I spent the day helping him move things with his friends and hanging out. In the evening, we find out his parents will be coming over the next day to help move things. Long story short, his parents don't want anyone spending the night at his apartment. While he doesn't actually care and will let me spend the night anyways, they just can't find out that it's happening. Eventually, everyone goes home late, and we have to give a friend a ride to the train station, which is like an hour round trip. We get back at 2 a.m. and work on building his bed, and we don't finish till 4:30 a.m. As we're getting ready to go to bed around a little after 5 a.m., he lets me know that I'll have to leave by 10 a.m. before his parents show up. I'm not used to operating on that little sleep, and I told him the next morning that I was worried about driving. I tried napping in my car, but I didn't want to waste gas on AC, and it was really hot. Eventually, I just decided to drive, and hope that I made it home safely, which I did. I tried to communicate that this made me a little agitated, that I had to put myself in this unsafe position just to make his parents happy. He didn't even seem to listen or understand. The question is, how can I better communicate that this is something that made me uncomfortable? I'm not sure if I'm even justified for being upset. Maybe I should have, done some things differently, like say we should assemble his bed first or tell his friends to leave earlier because we needed to be up early. But I feel like things could have been handled better on both ends. So, to be honest, we were just really excited to be able to spend the night together. That we, should have just pulled back and realistically say, this can't happen now. My question is, who paying the rent? Who's paying the rent? That's my question. Who's paying the rent on his place? That's my big question. Is he paying the rent? Is he paying the rent to his own place? Is he paying the rent? Or is his parents paying the rent? I just don't understand. She didn't say. I'm guessing she doesn't know who's paying the rent. Who's paying the rent? Because yes, it sounds like his parents are paying the rent. Parents are paying the rent, and like he's still, even though he's not living at their house, he's still got to sneak her out. He's more concerned with his parents knowing she spent the night than her driving home sleepy. Yes, he's more concerned with that rather than let her sleep or sleep over and come there, or head it up with the parents. Say, hey, my friends are going to help me, and my friends are going to stay the night just to help me. And then they show up and everybody's there, or just her. Like they don't know. Are they going to do spot checks? That's my thing. Are they going to be spot checking to make sure she doesn't move her things in and all that other stuff? It's granted. It's great that they are honoring his parents' decision or what his parents want. He's 24, she's 25. They could be in college. It could be his last year, but please, the parents are not that naive, I hope. Oh, the parents are not that naive to think he ain't having friends sleeping over, especially if he's the only friend with an apartment. And I'm wondering if, here's the other thing, the parents may not want him having people sleeping over because that may be a violation of the lease. People can't sleep over more than one, or, maybe for the weekend. But again, that may be the violation of the lease. But the parents, he is really, really upset about this, or really, really strict about this. Tell you need to go. You ain't got to go home, but you get the heck up out of here. Young lady, you need to sit down. I'd go back, bring breakfast and coffee, and I would be like, well, how strict is this nobody staying over policy? I'd head it up with the parents, like, how strict is this no one staying over? Or what is the restriction exactly? Because I can't get a clear answer from him. Do they not want people sleeping over, or girls and women sleeping over? Is it gender specific that you don't want sleeping over? That may be a condition that the parents have. We pay your rent, no overnight guests. Hey, I can understand that. Shoot, if I could get somebody to pay my rent right now and say, ain't no overnight guests, guess what? Everybody gone. It's 10 o'clock. Y'all needs to go. Hey, Cheryl Davis. Glad to have you here. They could have said she came over early to help. Time. In time, he'll grow up. He could have. He could have said, no, she didn't sleep over, even though she got a pillow crease across her face. No, she didn't sleep over. She just came to help out. She came really, really early from the train station. And then the parents are gonna look at the train and say, hey, the first train don't leave till now. How did you get here? I'm sorry, I'm with you, Cheryl, but these parents seem very strict, like they would check to see, how early, why is she here so early? They may get, since she drives, they may go downstairs to the car and feel the engine to see if it's still hot. I'm sorry. The parents, I'm putting 10 on 20. The parents may be that type of parents. Remember back in the day, parents say no TV during the school day. And for those of you who are younger, Ari, I know you're younger. You don't know about this. The big box TV used to give off some heat. So the one way they know if you've watched TV or not is they put their hand on the back of that TV and realize it's warm. Also, you have been watching TV. This TV been on. His parents seem like that kind. Y'all ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up out of here. Oh, that's what it sounded like to me. The parents were like, I don't believe this story. I don't believe this story. Shabby, no TV when it's thunder and lightning, just like people say no talking on the phone when it's thunder and lightning. That was them rules, because if you had the antenna ears, you also had foil on the ears to get better reception. So that was a magnet for them lightning strikes. Okay, that was a magnet. Ari, just listen. Anyone who doesn't understand what I'm saying, just listen. Just listen. Just listen. Just listen to what I'm saying. This is how it was back in the day when we had the big box TVs and we had to have an antenna, and it was just maybe one channel, if not two, on the television. Okay, and that's back in the day when TV used to sign off. You used to play the national anthem, and then you would hear shh. That used to wake you up. That used to wake you up. But I'm just saying the parents probably going downstairs, check her car and feel it that it's warm. And like, oh no, this car cold. She been here overnight. Okay, she been here overnight. Mimi said that'll be me touching the engine. Mimi said she is out there. She's out there touching the engine, making sure that she just arrived. It better be hot, is what she's saying. My mom's rules: turn off everything, sit on the floor, and shut the heck up. That was them lightning strike time. But y'all give her your unsolicited advice. Young lady, you need to talk to him and the parents and get what the ground rules are. They may like you enough that you may get a home exemption or not. Like I already said, it may be all ladies cannot stay over. All his friends can't stay over. So you need to get from the parents what exactly are the rules of engagement. What's going on here? So y'all please put your unsolicited advice: no TV, no phone, no showering. I have a neighbor down the street with a pool. When we go to a pool and we hear thunder and lightning in the distance, we all out of there. You remember those times with the TV? Yes, baby, remember those times. I was, I wasn't bad, okay? I was a great child on paper, but I learned to put the fan, point your oscillating fan at the TV while it's on and have it on high so that it will blow and keep the TV cool. I know we don't need that now, but that's what I was doing when I was younger. Put that oscillating fan directed straight at the back of the TV, have it right up there so it's keeping it cool while I'm watching my cartoons, okay? You are not going to stop me from watching my Thundercats when I get home from school, okay? Okay? But that's what I used to do. Don't tell my mama. She don't, hopefully she ain't watching this, okay? Hopefully she ain't watching this. But please put your unsolicited advice in the comments below or in the chat. I was a child to figure out how to get around things, okay? If y'all didn't know, I was a child to figure out how to get around a few things. Not everything, but a few things. So here's number 4. And we're getting a little bit spicier. How do I tell my partner that his weight is killing my SMEX drive? This is a 28-year-old female, and he is a 32-year-old male. Okay? I've been with my partner for nearly a year now, and he's easily the best guy I have ever been with. He's funny, thoughtful, smart, and emotionally mature. My only issue is he's slightly on the tubbier side, and it makes me less sexually attracted to him. It feels like a very shallow thing to be concerned about because, like I said, he's all I could ever ask for in every other way. However, he's been bringing up that we're not having as much intimacy as much as he'd like recently, and I'm not sure how to tell him in a sensitive way that this is the reason. We're very open and honest about most things, but he's had issues with his body image in the past, so I don't want to hurt him. Is there a way to bring this topic up in a more sensitive way? Ari, I hope that was for this one, not for my confession. Sounds like he may break the rule and no pair. Oh, we said that's for the previous one. Nola, hey Nola, darling, glad to have you here. She comes in swinging. I had the exact same situation. Just tell him. Just tell him. Nola, darling, just tell him. You said he's more on the flubbier side. Tell him. Say, hey, 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 hey. You know how you used to, parting the waters, parting the seas, the Red Sea. That it ain't flowing for you because you're a little bit heavier. It's not going away. what you can do is y'all could go walking, jogging, y'all could do all kinds of other things. You know his body image issue, or you don't have to stay with him and deal with this. That's another option. It's nearly a year, or you could just deal with it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I just tell him. I just tell him. I don't know what to say. I'm dry. You're dry with your comment, or you. She just needs to tell him I'm dry. You're making me dry. Your extra weight is making me dry. It's the Sahara, okay? It's the Sahara. It is not the Red Sea, okay? She has to tell him, but offer to exercise with him. Okay, I said what I said is telling us how to gently tell him. Tell him, but offer to exercise with him. And if he doesn't attempt to change, move around. Okay? If he doesn't attempt to change, move around. Move around how? Different positions? Move around. My head was someplace else. I don't know what advice to give. My chat is stumped. My chat is stumped. You know, I said what I said, hey, tell him, but, offer to exercise with him. Just don't be sarcastic with it and don't be mean with it. Sit down and discuss it and tell him, say, hey, I'm finding myself to be less attracted to you. I'm finding myself not wanting to be intimate with you. I'm sorry, but you're putting on a bit of weight. I don't know how this is gonna work. I feel like I'm being, don't say I feel like I'm being smothered. I can't. Those are all the jokes that are rising to the top of my head, but I can't. Let him know about health. Move around like leave. Okay, if he doesn't want to make changes and let him know about his health, then you should move around like leave. I mean, I wanted to tell him, but is there really a gentle way to say it without him getting a complex over it? It seems like he already have a complex. He already had a body image issue, and we don't know what that body image issue is. And Miss Mad About Music can say, hey, make it about health. Just don't tell him like right before or right after. Don't tell him you've been faking it either, okay? If he's honest with himself, he'll listen. If he stops eating and exercise, his complex will go away. Correct, Nola, darling. So, Nola, darling, and I said what I said, told you exactly what to do. Have a conversation, tell him, offer to exercise with him, and, tell him, hey, we need to start eating better and feeling better and doing better and see if he does keep it up. And you may have to hold his hand through this, okay? You may have to be like, hey, honey, let's do this, let's do this, we'll do this. But my thing is, can you come back from this? If he does all these things and he comes back to his fit figure, are you going to see him as he is now, or are you going to still see him, as you said, a little more flubbier in the past? Because sometimes, last night on Remember Live, y'all got to go back and see that. Sometimes we can't get over the past, and sometimes we still see the person as they were. Right? Don't tell him right before or after. Well, he ain't getting none, so now might be the right time to tell him. Nola Darling said, hey, here's a side effect, okay? Here's a side effect. Sometimes they get smexy and they leave. He may say, I'm too fine to be with you. I'm too fine now to be with you. I need to up my game. I need to up my market share, up the lady I'm with. Forgetting that you're the one that got him into this fit, fine figure. But that is a side effect. So if you're willing to work with him, work out with him, truly, do that. If he's not willing to work out, you got to be okay with leaving. You got to be okay with, I got to hit the door. I got to go. Because you are not here to do better. And if you don't want him rocking your socks off, then why are you here? Why are you staying? That's your motivation. He likely gain it back. He will. He may be like, oh, I'm fit, I'm fine. Let me go out and find something finer. And then he relaxes, and that fine thing says, I don't want to be with you because you done got a little bit chunkier. Now he may be the ex 6 years later from the first one, coming back, spinning the block back, saying, hey, could we go out for drinks? I need my fitness partner back. I need my girlfriend back. Some women like big boys with big toys. Someone else may appreciate that good man. Okay, so shapey is like, you don't have to stick with him. Okay. You don't have to change him. You could just leave. You could find someone who will treat you how you want to and be the aesthetic you want. You just don't want the big boy with the big toys. Guess what though? Big boys with big toys. This is no offense to big boys who have big toys. Sometimes though, you've got to, how can I say it, lift the lid of the chest to be able to find the toy. And some ladies don't want all that work. Okay? You got to lift, okay? You got to lift the lid to even find and use the toy. I don't know, Shabby. Somebody may appreciate a good man. Somebody may appreciate lifting before they put in work. I don't know. Then she'll be cruel for just up and leaving. She can't be seen as cruel for just up and leaving. That's why, again, we're going to treat the relationship, I know, like a business. We're going to have a corrective action. We're going to have oral warning. We're going to talk about it, okay? We're going to have a corrective action plan in place. We're going to say, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to exercise together. We're going to do this, that, and the other together. That is our corrective action plan. And then we're going to look at it in 30, 60 days and see how are we doing with this. And if he don't want to do it and he just wants to be a overweight lover like Heavy D was, then she can say, hey, I tried and I did not conquer, so I need to go. If we don't get back here, we need to go. But here's the other thing, young lady. I need you to understand. His fit form ain't going to last forever. So what you going to do if y'all get married and it is 30 years down the road? He is 50 something years old. What happens if he does gain weight? What happens if he does end up some, cruel thing of, cruel thing of fate? I'm not calling anything on the man, but something happens in his life. He's not able to exercise. He's not able to do a lot more. He is still a good man, Savannah, as Shabby said. She said he's a good man. He is still the good man. So he could have anything happen with him, okay, that he is now 50, 60, 70, and he may have gained that weight and now he can't lose it because he's an older man. Are you with him for being the man that he is or being the weight he is? You, you young lady, have to do a little bit digging and soul searching because he's not going to stay fit and 32 all his life. It may be good for now, but what's going to happen later on in life? I don't know what Nola Dollar is saying. No, no, no. I don't know what to know. Very loud no. I know if you really care about it, you want him healthy. I understand that, but I'm hoping her aesthetic is not just for him to be healthy. I'm saying something can happen in life that he is no longer the fit man that he would be today. Just like people say, beauty is skin deep. Yes, the person may be beautiful on the outside. What happens when they get older? That beauty is going to transform. It's not going to fade. It's going to transform. This man can be healthy now. I hope she's not thinking he's going to stay this fit and healthy at 32 as he would at 62. Semi-healthy at least, but it's worth it if he's happy and you're not. It's worth it if he's happy and I don't know if he's happy and you're not. Not to me. But my thing is, I want her caught up on just how aesthetically pleasing he looks. We're coming at it from a health standpoint. She's just saying wait. She has not said anything in her post about wanting him to be healthier. All she's saying is she is not sexually attracted to him because he is a little bit flubbier. That's all she has said. She has said nothing about health. We are being nice. We are saying he needs to be healthy and it's for his health and use that to have the discussion with him. She ain't saying nothing about that. That's why I'm coming at it as he ain't going to look like this forever. And I'm hoping she's ready for that if it does not happen. She definitely will need to make an executive decision because he may not listen. That's not fair to her if she's not happy. It is not fair. And exactly I said what I said, executive decision. If he says, nope, I don't want to exercise, nope, I'm happy how I am. And my doctor said, I'm good for now. I'm good as I am. you got to make that executive decision. Like I said, what I said, mentioned that, hey, well, I ain't attracted to you, so I got to go. That's going to be your decision. So please leave in the comments below your unsolicited advice for her. Let her know what your thoughts are on the relationship. And we have given you quite a few pathways here. The chat has given you wonderful pathways to have the conversation. And then at the end, have your executive decision as to will you stay or will you go. Now we're here for the last unsolicited advice for today. And later on, I am doing a panel with Love is Blind UK. The finale, the reunion, the weddings, everything, all of that will be discussed later on today at 5 o'clock. She said he was happy and a good man to her. She did say that, but she also said that she ain't attracted to him. So this one says, okay, my husband, a 30-year-old male, stopped initiating intimacy with me, a female of 28, and is so shy, but he watches things online. How do I go about having this conversation? I'm married to my husband and I truly love him. We've been together for 4 years and married for 2. The first year of our marriage was great. We were emotionally close, okay, and intimately connected. But slowly over time, our intimate life has dwindled. These days, we don't have it maybe for more than once a month. I'm always the one initiating, which hurts my feelings because when we do sleep together, I'm left feeling unseen, like I'm trying to be wanted and just not getting anything back. To give you some context, I do work out, I'm fit, I have my own career, I take care of myself, and my husband is also in shape. He plays sports regularly and is otherwise affectionate. Okay? He, hugs me, tells me I'm cute all the time, and speaks to me, very affectionately. But that affection never turns into intimacy. There's no flirtation, no intimacy, no fire anymore. When I wear lingerie or a bikini or try to look sexy for him, he doesn't compliment me or respond. It's like it doesn't register for him. I've talked to him multiple times and at least 4 serious conversations in which ended in tears. He always said he's shy and uncomfortable about talking about intimacy. I've tried to be gentle and remind him it's not taboo, that this is a safe space. What we feel for each other should feel open. I've even shared some of my own desired and made space for him to open up. But the effort is not reciprocated. Maybe once or twice after these conversations, he'll initiate. But then it quickly goes back to square one: silence, distance, and disinterest. It makes me feel like I'm begging to be seen as a woman. And I've started to feel like I'm losing respect for myself by asking for something so basic as a relationship. I've also caught him watching porn. So clearly, he has desire. It just doesn't seem to be directed at me. It stings more than I can explain, which scares me now that I have a high libido and I'm craving feeling desired. And lately, when other men flirt with me or pay attention, it actually makes me feel better than my own husband does. I don't act on it, but the fact that it even registers like that is really hard to sit with. So here's my honest question: if you love your partner, why would you stop initiating intimacy with them? What makes someone shut off from intimacy even in a happy relationship? Is it corn? Is it performance anxiety? Is it shame? Something emotional? I'm not here to blame anyone. I just want to understand what could be happening in his mind because I'm out of explanations and I'm starting to feel really alone in this. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, darling, it's stuck out for her once a month. Once a month. Oh, I was breaking up a little. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was breaking up a little. You're doing something with someone somewhere, even when it's an emotional affair. is bad. I doubt it's just that. Why is he shy? There's something or someone else. He's addicted to corn. They will need to find a solution, maybe therapy. Do some digging. Shy after all this time, it's not shy, it's secretive. He's hiding something. I think he is. Because if you're opening up the space for him to share what he wants, his fantasy, and he doesn't want to share, but then you catch him watching all kinds of porn. I would like to know, what kind of corn is it? Is it a little bit different, young lady, or is it just regular schmegular? Is it regular schmegular? Is it a little different? Because it may be what his taste is, what he has a taste in. So again, I would ask, is he performing with someone else? Because it's been what? She said 4 years? She said it's 4 years? They've been together for 4 years, married for 2. And you leave it open to having discussion. You leave it open to, hey, let's explore this. And he's not even initiating, even when you wear lingerie, you wear a bikini, it's not registering for him. Yeah, he may have interest elsewhere. Definitely not with you. And then when you talk about it for a serious conversation, it's been only 2 years in his marriage. Yeah. I'm going to ask, maybe he was like this before y'all got married, and you just went along with it anyway. Ain't that much shine in the world after 4 years, Nola. After 4 years, shoot, I've seen every nook cranny that you have. Okay, I'm late hanging in the bushes because my Randolph heard about the tickle move on yesterday. Y'all, shh, shh, shh. We'll talk about what we talk about in members. My advice for them is to seek counseling. They're too young in their marriage to be having intimacy issues. They can't see counseling. Definitely, they can't see counseling. Sounds like somebody didn't close all the doors before marriage unless she's a beard and don't know it. See, I said what I said, always brings the layers. So maybe he's with an ex. Maybe he's the one that's trying to have drinks with the ex. Maybe he's that guy. Y'all, these stories are unrelated. I'm just putting 10 on 20. Maybe he's trying to have drinks with the ex or has had drinks and the ex is the next. Okay. Or maybe she's a beard. Well, she said it was fine in the beginning. Was he lying to her? He's secretly getting off on the triple X corn. That's where he may be using all his energy, is watching all the corn. He initiated with her. He wants the lady on the screen. That's why she got to look at that. But again, shApp came in with the counseling would definitely help. Counseling would definitely help to get to the root of it. And if you don't want to do counseling, he's 1 foot out the door. He's 1 foot out the door because he don't want to repair it. And you're always the one initiating. His attentions are elsewhere, whether it's corn, whether it's another person. I won't say it like that, another person. His attentions are elsewhere. He's not seeing you. And to be not seen and feel like you're not wanted in your marriage, I don't wish that on anyone at all. But as I said, y'all are so young in this marriage thing. You are 28. He is 30. Come on now, 28 and 30, that's way too young. And you did leave room for, it could be performance anxiety, could be a problem with the equipment. Sometimes if the equipment isn't working like they want it to work, it could be why he's pulling back. So there has to be some room for understanding. Yes, the performance anxiety may be there because maybe he has blood pressure issues, ED issues, that he cannot rise to the occasion when y'all want to, be intimate. But sir, that is not the only equipment that you have been blessed with, okay? That is not the only equipment you have been blessed with in order to please your wife, okay? There's a lot you can do to please your wife if that ain't working. Could be that she won't know if he doesn't tell her. Right, he has to tell her. He has to open up. They've only had four serious conversations in 2 years, young lady. That's a lot. So it seems like this could have been happening before the marriage. And she just didn't pay attention. She was just too happy and giddy. She's the one that didn't nag about the proposal, and he proposed, and she happy giddy, not paying attention to what's going on. What if he has an S to the T to the D? Mm-mm-mm. Then she certainly can call up his doctor or medical professional. She certainly could find that information out. He'll only have that if he's been um, dipping in some dirty pools. Okay, why is he out there dipping anyway? She needs to ask him, and he needs to open up and say something. But again, I don't think this started in the marriage. I think this has been. She said the first year the marriage was great, but slowly over time it has dwindled these days to once a month, and she's always initiating. This been happening before they got married, and I think she hasn't been paying attention. So yes, he put forth an effort the first year of the marriage. Everything is wonderful. Everything's a fairy tale. And now it just shut down. No, he's been. It was wonderful the first year of the marriage, but you didn't notice he was pulling back romantically, and it could be a distraction. It could be another person he has allowed into the marriage. Maybe it could be performance issues, or it could be that he's watching too much porn and is distracted, and you are no longer what he feels attracted to. It is what he sees on the screen. So please put your unsolicited advice in the comments below for him and for her. Sir, y'all need a therapist and you need to work on your marriage, not on your equipment. Working on your marriage would help work on your equipment. I'm hoping it's just a matter of that he may have ED, may have performance anxiety, and it's not someone else he is allowed to enter the marriage. I'm hoping, hey, if y'all could, if he has cheated, y'all need to navigate that on your own. Because my thing is, if they cheated, those of you who can forgive and move on and have a wonderful relationship, you're certainly stronger than I am. I don't dwell with cheater at all. Mm-mm. I know I couldn't forgive or forget it because my slick mouth will bring it up if I'm angry. So I know I can't 100% forgive and let it go. I'm going to be watching everything you do to be able to say something. So if that is the case and he did cheat and y'all decide to mend the relationship, that's on y'all, and I wish y'all the best. But I'm thinking sometimes with these things, he could have a performance issue. Maybe he can't rise to the occasion at a time when you need it, but I don't know. Is he rising for the corn, or is he trying to have the corn, excite him? There's something in the way she worded this. I'm like, mm, mm. Corn can be dangerous. It gives them a false sense of reality when it comes to sex. Yes, it does. It gives them a false sense of reality. That is the scripted scene. The corn are scripted scenes. Hey, TV21, glad to see you. Corn is scripted. It's filmed. There's a cut. There's all kinds of stuff mashed together. It's not a complete scene throughout. I'm sorry to burst his bubble, but in this instance, the way she's saying it, if it's true, it sounded like he's trying to use corn to excite him enough to be able to perform. I don't know why, but that's what I'm kind of getting from it, and that's not going to help, and that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. And then ask him, say, why don't we watch corn together? See what his reaction will be. It's not that you want to. Some people just don't want to watch it at all. See what his reaction is. Let's watch corn together. Let's see if it can inspire us. And see his reaction. Because he will be like, no, I don't want to watch that with you. It's like, okay, so you'd rather watch corn than hang with your wife. But y'all definitely counseling, and he needs to turn that corn off. Y'all, please put your advice. Please make sure you have like. Also, members, we'll go back next week to our usual Monday nights. Okay, we'll go back to Monday nights unless something comes up in my schedule. But I will be here this week today at 5:05. I'm covering Love is Blind, the reunion with the panel. The whole panel will be here. Plus, we will be covering Match Me Abroad on Tuesday. On Wednesday will be the King's Court. Friday will be our unscripted, and Saturday will be Project Runway. Don't forget, next week, September 10th, the Wednesday, both Love is Blind Brazil season 5 with the seniors over 50 is premiering, and Love is Blind France. So please be patient with me next week. That is going to be like 8 episodes in one day I need to watch, recap, and put out content. So please be patient next week. It's going to be a little bit trying for a few weeks after that. But I can't wait to see the seniors. And if you've seen the trailer for Love is Blind Francais, they are spicy. People don't want to be with someone who's working minimum wage, but they didn't ask them that in the pods. People want to swap out their fiance on Love is Blind France. It is going to be spicy. But I thank you all so much for being here today. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day. And I hope that you'll be here for the Love is Blind UK panel later. shApp said, I'm ready for the Brazilian seniors. The seniors are spicy, y'all. The seniors are like, we have grown grandkids. We do not need to wait until marriage. So you're going to give me some on this vacation. This lady told that man, if you can't keep up, you need to just leave. I was like, whoa, grandma. Your grandkids are watching this. Whoa. Brazil, always, always. I started this channel doing Love is Blind Brazil. Brazil always brings the fire. And I love to see the seniors over 50. And if you are a member, you will see the cast list in a member post. So again, y'all, thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you